Hello everyone, welcome to Coffee, Love and Books. I'm Michelle and today I'm going to be talking about fantasy series that I want to read. Now this was born out of just me being on BookTube and seeing all these wonderful series that people love and just realizing how much I want to read them too and just not being able to yet. So I'm just going to list them out now. And just all the fantasy series that are on my radar that I want to read, but have just not gotten to yet. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, the first series that is basically the top of my radar since I've already begun reading it is the Stormlight Archive, which is not finished yet, nor will it be for many years. But the first 4 books, well, the 4th book is coming out in November, and I'm just really excited to join all the fans of this series. So the Stormlight Archive is just a very beloved series by many. I read Mistborn earlier, or in the summer, and it was fantastic, amazing, so well written, just the plots, it was amazing. Stormlight is taking a bit of a slower start. It is following a girl named Shallan and a man named Kaladin, and how Shallan is trying to save her family's fortune and her home, and Kaladin is a slave, basically. So that's where I am right now. I'm only 200 pages into the series as a whole, so anything could happen, but I am just really excited to finish this one out. It's going to be my main focus, so I'm really, really excited for the Stormlight Archive. And then the next one, likewise, that I've already started reading it, is The Lies of Lachymora, which I actually have right here. Now, I've started reading this series, but I'm going to take a break for it until I finish the Stormlight Archive, honestly, because I just need to be focusing on a couple of books right now. I'll explain this more in another video, but I cannot have my attention divided between this and the Stormlight Archive, although I have really been enjoying this, and I think if I could devote my attention to it wholeheartedly, we could be best friends. So I'm going to take a pause, give it the attention it deserves later on. But anyway, I just heard great things about how this is written, about the relationships, very much like Lord of the Rings, where you need to kind of get used to the writing style, get used to the world, and you'll be able to enjoy it more then. But this follows a band of brothers, a thieving crew, as they brave the evil world that they live in. And it's just so lighthearted, yet not right now. And it's a very great. I've heard so many wonderful things about it, and I'm so excited to finish the series as a whole, to finish this first book, and just become immersed in this series. The next series, which I'm kind of doing this on how I thought of them, which is also how important it is for me to read these, but the next one is the Wheel of Time series, which will probably take years for me to read, so I should probably get a move on it. But I really want to watch the Amazon Prime series that will be coming out soon, someday. I probably 2022 or something like that, that will be coming out and is in the works right now. I really want to watch it, so I need to read the series first, but that just, it hasn't been at the top of my radar, and there's so many books and I'm very daunted, but I've heard great things about this series and I think I'll love it, and someday I will read those 14 books and just completely fall into all the people who like it. I love how I'm just so convinced that I'm gonna like all these series. I might not, but it's just, I don't know. I've like so many good things about it, so many glowing reviews. How could I not? Anyway, I'm excited to read The Wheel of Time. It's such an epic fantasy series. So many books. I cannot wait until I'm able to. Maybe that will be my goal for next summer, to read Wheel of Time. Or maybe just for next year. That'll be like maybe read all of them in a year. Would that work? Anyway, so the next book series that I'm really excited to read is the Rage of Dragons / the Burning series. I've just heard it called the Rage of Dragons, but apparently that's the whole series name. I really want to watch this. Watch it. I really want to read this series. It's based off of the African lore and mythology, and it's just so amazing. I'm so psyched to read it. It's basically women can call down dragons, not all of them, and then the men can be like fighting machines. And it's basically a revenge story, and I've heard just great things about it, great things about how it's set up, and I'm so excited to read that series. Just so psyched for it. Man, I want to read these now. Why not? The next series on this list, which I don't know if I want to read this soon, but someday. I've heard great things about it. It's the First Law trilogy, very grim, dark-esque, which I don't think I would like very much, so we'll see. But I've heard great things about it. I feel like if I ever do get into grimdark, I will totally jump on this series, and we'll see. The next one is The Name of the Wind, which I'm also kind of iffy about because I've heard not great things about the second book, also that the author doesn't know where he's going with the third book, but I've heard that it's very complicated and that the prose is easy to understand. Also, I love the cover. I think it's beautiful, and the title, it seems like a very entrancing book, and it's just giving me a certain vibe that might not be correct, but I feel drawn to it somehow. So it's a good cover, I guess. The next series is Aragon, which when I remembered it, I was like, of course. I believe it's a middle grade series about a dragon. That's all I know. That's all I really want to know. I don't usually like knowing a ton about fantasy series before I go into them. And it's a classic, and I would love to read it. Not an actual classic, but it's like a traditionally thought of as good book series, and I feel like I would really enjoy it. I feel like it's a good thing to get my toes dipped into and to encourage the kids around me to read, and I'm just really excited. Following in suit with the middle grade hype is the Percy Jackson series. I was encouraged to read this a few years ago, and I never did. Greek mythology, well, very fascinating to me. It's something I already know a lot about, so I didn't feel like I really need, or I would enjoy Percy Jackson that much. I didn't think I would enjoy it that much, just back then. Also, middle grade, like, I guess once you move ahead, you're just like, I don't want to go back to middle grade, but I do. I want to read this series. I want to understand what people's actual childhoods were, and just enjoy another series with near the hype of Harry Potter, and also hate on the movies because for some reason that's a thing. The next series, which is not fully written yet, is The Poppy War. The only thing I know about this is that it deals heavily with the ramifications of war and the ramifications of violence. And I feel like that's a really fascinating and important topic to cover, and I'm totally here for it, and I'm excited to dig my toes into this series one day. Next we have the Dresden Files. My interest has been piqued for the Dresden Files for a while because I used to listen to this YouTube channel that read the Prydain Chronicles, and also on there was the Dresden Files on audiobook, and I was just, I don't know, I was interested. It's an urban, modern fantasy story, which just fascinates me, and I think it seems like darker, vampires, modern, just really cool vibes I'm getting from this series, and I'm totally here for it. The last one is a bit of a cheat. I put down Narnia because while I listened to these books religiously on audiobook my entire childhood, I've not actually read the physical books except for maybe most of The Silver Chair. So I just thought that it would be great to just read the entire series through physically. That's a goal I have for soon, and I love that series and I want to re-experience it. I could go on and on about Narnia, but I don't know if you really came to this video to hear about that, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. Those are the series I would love to read, and if you've read them, let me know what you thought of them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Bye!